Tonight, West Virginia's greatest financial minds gathered to answer one question today.
That's right. Some Charleston area healthcare leaders say these changes to Medicaid could impact the healthcare for hundreds of thousands of people.
Next, we head out to the country for a look at the challenges facing rural schools, which educate about a fifth of all American students.
Senator Capito also commented on West Virginia's roads, saying help is on the way to make them better. The first ever infrastructure report card says the Mountain State wouldn't pass.
West Virginia is one of the most beautiful states in the United States. The mountains stretch across the horizon, and the valleys are filled with winding rivers. Small towns are surrounded by rolling hills, and nature feels close at every turn. The cost of living is lower than in most states, and houses can often be bought for the price of a small apartment in a big city. On the surface, it looks like a dream for anyone who wants peace, space, and affordability. Many people see pictures of these landscapes and imagine a fresh start in a quiet and safe environment. Life in West Virginia seems slower and more connected to nature. It feels like a place where someone could escape the noise of city life and find a simpler way of living. For retirees, it looks like a place to stretch savings. For young families, it appears to be a chance to buy a first home. For outdoor lovers, it is almost paradise with hiking trails, rivers, and endless forests. But the truth is not as simple as the view from a postcard. Beneath the natural beauty, there are challenges that most outsiders do not see at first. Work opportunities are limited in many areas. Healthcare is harder to reach, especially in the small towns and rural communities. Schools often struggle with resources, and families worry about the future of their children. Many young people grow up here, but leave when they reach adulthood because they want better jobs and better opportunities. In this video, we will uncover the real reasons why people hesitate to move to West Virginia. We will take a closer look at the economy, healthcare, education, infrastructure, and the shrinking communities that tell the other side of the story. These are the truths that are rarely shown in advertisements or travel guides, but they are important to understand before anyone considers moving. Before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can keep learning about the real facts behind life and real estate across America. The image versus the reality. When people think of West Virginia, the first picture that comes to mind is one of peace and beauty. The mountains are filled with green forests, and the air feels clean compared to the crowded cities. Many visitors imagine that living here would be a dream with affordable homes and a slower lifestyle. The image is attractive, and it is true that West Virginia offers some of the lowest housing costs in the country. The median home price is far below the national average, which makes it look like an easy choice for anyone searching for an affordable place to live. The low cost of living also means groceries, utilities, and property taxes are lighter compared to many other states. But the reality is different when we look closer. The same low housing prices that attract buyers are also linked to the weak economy. Jobs are harder to find, especially well-paying jobs that can support a family. Many of the industries that once fueled the state, such as coal mining, have declined over the years. With fewer opportunities, the population has been shrinking as more people leave than move in. This creates a contrast between the postcard image of West Virginia and the daily life of many of its residents. It shows why the state can look perfect from the outside, but still be difficult for people who try to build a long-term future here. Truth number one is the struggling economy. One of the biggest reasons people hold back from moving to West Virginia is the struggling economy. For many years, the state depended heavily on coal mining and related industries. When those industries began to shrink, the jobs also disappeared. This left many small towns without enough work to keep families stable. Today, West Virginia continues to have one of the lowest average household incomes in the country. Wages are often lower compared to national levels, and that makes it difficult for people to save money or build wealth. Even when jobs are available, they are often often limited to sectors like healthcare, retail, or local services, which do not always offer high pay. Unemployment has improved from the worst years, but the challenge remains that many young adults leave the state to find better opportunities elsewhere. This movement of people creates a cycle where the workforce shrinks, businesses struggle to grow, and the economy finds it hard to recover. This is the first major truth behind why West Virginia loses population. Cheap housing may seem attractive, but without strong job opportunities, many families hesitate to start a new life here. Truth number 2 is the limited access to health care. Another challenge that keeps people from moving to West Virginia is limited access to health care. Many parts of the state are rural and spread out, which makes it harder for hospitals and clinics to serve everyone. In some communities, residents may have to drive long distances just to see a doctor or receive basic treatment. The shortage of healthcare workers adds to the problem. There are fewer doctors and nurses per person compared to the national average. This makes wait times longer and puts stress on the medical system. For families with children or older adults, this lack of access can be a serious concern. West Virginia also faces high rates of health problems such as heart disease, diabetes, and substance abuse. These issues place even more pressure on the healthcare system and make living in certain areas more difficult. While the state has been working to improve healthcare access through new programs and clinics, many gaps remain. For people thinking of moving here, the idea of affordable housing can lose its appeal when they realize how challenging it may be to get regular and reliable medical care. Truth number 3 is the education challenges. Education is another area where West Virginia faces serious difficulties. Many schools across the state struggle with limited funding, which affects the quality of learning for students. Smaller budgets mean fewer teachers, fewer resources, and older facilities that make it harder to provide a strong education. Because many towns are rural, schools often serve large areas with long travel times for students. Buses may take children over winding mountain roads for hours each day. This makes daily education harder for families and less appealing for newcomers who are thinking about raising children here. West Virginia also ranks lower in some key education outcomes compared to national averages. Graduation rates have improved over time, but challenges remain in preparing students for college or modern careers. Teacher shortages add to the issue, with many educators leaving for better pay and benefits in nearby states. For families considering a move, the quality of education is one of the most important factors. Even if the cost of living is low, concerns about schools and the future of children can be enough to make people choose another state instead of West Virginia. Truth number 4 is infrastructure and connectivity. Another major challenge in West Virginia is weak infrastructure and limited connectivity. The state's mountain landscape makes building and maintaining roads, bridges, and internet access much harder compared to flatter regions. Many highways are narrow and winding, and some rural areas still struggle with poor road conditions that make travel slow and sometimes unsafe. Internet access is also a serious issue. West Virginia has some of the lowest broadband coverage in the country, and many communities either do not have high-speed internet or face unreliable service. In today's world where remote work and online education have become essential, this lack of connectivity creates a major barrier. Public transportation is very limited as well. Most towns do not have bus or rail options, which means people rely heavily on personal cars. For families moving in from larger cities, this can feel isolating and inconvenient. Efforts are being made to improve both road systems and broadband, but progress is slow and costly. Until these gaps are filled, many potential newcomers see West Virginia as a place that is too disconnected from modern opportunities. Truth number 5 is population decline and isolation. West Virginia is also facing a long-term population decline. For many years, more people have been moving out of the state than moving in. Young adults often leave to find better jobs and opportunities in nearby states, leaving behind an aging population. This decline affects local businesses, schools, and even healthcare systems because there are fewer people to support them. Isolation is another result of this trend. Many towns are small and spread far apart across the mountains. While this can create a peaceful lifestyle, it also makes it harder for residents to feel connected to larger communities. With fewer newcomers arriving, it can sometimes feel like these towns are shrinking rather than growing. Population loss also impacts the housing market. Homes may be affordable, but they do not always rise in value because there is less demand. For people thinking about moving, this raises concerns about long-term investments. This combination of people leaving and communities becoming more isolated is a powerful reason why West Virginia struggles to attract new residents, even with its natural beauty and low costs. Now that we have looked at the truths, it becomes clear what the real catch is. On the surface, West Virginia seems like a dream with low housing costs, beautiful landscapes, and a slower pace of life. But underneath those appealing points are serious challenges that keep people away. The struggling economy limits jobs. The healthcare system is stretched thin. Education faces deep gaps. Infrastructure and internet access are weak. And the shrinking population creates isolation and uncertainty for the future. These are not small problems. They affect nearly every part of daily life. This is why, even though the homes may be affordable, many people choose not to move here. For families and workers, stability and opportunity matter just as much as cost, and that is where West Virginia continues to fall behind. Even with all these challenges, West Virginia is not without its appeal. The people who may consider moving here are often those who value peace, nature, and a slower pace of life more than career growth or modern conveniences. Retirees looking for quiet surroundings and affordable homes may find comfort in the mountain. Remote workers who already have steady jobs online might also find it attractive as long as they can access reliable internet in certain areas. And for those who enjoy outdoor activities like hiking, fishing, or simply living closer to nature, West Virginia can offer a lifestyle that is hard to match elsewhere. So while the state may not be the best choice for everyone, there are still groups of people who can find happiness here if they know what to expect before making the move. So when we put it all together, the truth is clear. West Virginia is a state of beauty and affordability, but also of deep challenges that keep many people away. From the struggling economy to the limited health care and education, from poor infrastructure to a shrinking population, these issues shape the real picture behind why so few are willing to move here. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel so you never miss more insights on life and real estate across America. Your support helps us keep bringing you more valuable content. See you for another video.